What's going on, prospectors? Dig Daddy out here in the shed bringing you another episode of Backyard Prospecting. And today we are checking out some dirt from Yukon Alley, up in the Yukon Alley. She's got some dirt. We've checked it out before. Was pretty good stuff. It's been sold out for the longest time. And the other night, during a stream, it popped up available and I grabbed a bag because I was worried it was going to sell out. And sure enough, everybody jumped on bags. She does still have some. She's got it in a few different flavors. 1, 3, 5 gram. I'm sure you could probably message her for a custom bag if you're looking for more. But today we're checking out the 1 grammer, or the $79 bag. Guaranteed 1 gram. And yeah, so we're going to check that out. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the description. Let me find it. There it is. I'll go ahead and put it up over here since I'm more on this side anyway. All right. Yukon Alley Paydirt, 1 gram, $73 USD. Genuine Yukon Alley Paydirt with a guarantee of at least 1 gram of gold in each bag. This gold is all mined by us in the majestic Yukon territory in our claims. To see for yourself some of the gold you'll be getting, you can check out our YouTube channel under Yukon Alley. So go check that out. Give her a sub. Gold ranges from 16 to 35 mesh and is considered to be advanced panning. So there's going to be a little bit of a challenge on here is what I'm hearing. Where are we at? We will receive just under 1 pound of Paydirt in order to keep shipping costs manageable. Since our gold comes straight from the source, some of it's darker, so you really need to pay attention if you're going to catch it all. Heavy pans, everyone. And then a little smiley. So, pretty straightforward. They let us know ahead of time it's going to be a little bit of advanced panning. I'm figuring that means heavies or magnetics. Maybe even some garnet. You never know. But we're going to find out. So we're going to tear this open, take a look at what we got, and then, of course, we're going to run it down the sluice and see what kind of gold's inside. So the package comes to us, a little Mylar bubble mailer, very, very well taped up. This thing is sealed. She might as well have laminated it because that's how sealed up it is. Let's find a spot we can chomp in. So the one thing you know is it's not going to rip open on the way here. That's good. A lot of tape though. It's not keeping me out, that's for sure. Alright. Oh hey, a little envelope thing. We'll look at that before we get to the dirt. Thomas Kincaid Studios. That's a fancy gift card or Christmas card. And that's exactly what we have. Awesome little Christmas card from Hallmark. May you be surrounded by joy this wonderful holiday season. Happy panning, Yukon Alley. That's awesome. That's a really nice thing to take the time to put in there. You know, Christmas cards aren't cheap, so that's a cool little addition. Thank you, Alley. Almost called you Yukon Alley. Thank you, Yukon Alley. Like that's your name. Thank you, Allie. Very cool of you. Very thoughtful. Now, getting down to it, we slide the bag of dirt out, and the dirt itself is just that. It's a bag of dirt, 1 gram guaranteed. A little happy face on there. Fills about a pound. In a very sturdy Mylar bag, and it is heat sealed. That baby is sealed up. So great. That's what we're looking for. So we're going to check that out. We're going to throw it through some classifiers. Maybe. It's filling. I feel a big chunk of something in there, so maybe we'll classify out just to make sure we get the big stuff out. But yeah, it's not a lot of dirt, so we're going to get through it pretty quick. And let's hop over to the bench cam and take a look at what it looks like. Don't go anywhere. All right. First things first, we got our little bucket tubs ready to go. But before we classify, I want to take a look at the dirt itself so we can see what we're working with. Get an idea of the material. Looks like river gravels, river sands and dirts, rolled rocks, smooth. That's how you can tell where the dirt comes from. If the rocks are smooth and rolled like they've been sitting in the river getting tumbled, well, that's probably river dirt. Came from the river, or a ancestral river, an ancient river, maybe off from where the real current river is, the modern. But definitely some rivery material. Mostly sands. There are some bigger rocks in here, so we'll classify those out just to get them out of the way. But that's what we got. Give you one last quick look. A little bit of organic in there. I see a little twiggies. But yeah. So let's start classifying out. It's one of those spots where I generally will speed things up, and we'll go ahead and do that. Shouldn't take much time, but I don't want to bore anybody. So we'll be right back. All right, we're back. We got everything all shaken up, broken down. So let's take a look at what we wound up getting out of there. Now, up at the top, this is our plus 1/4 inch stuff. A handful. There's really not much here. In the tiniest pan you can buy, it almost fills up the bottom lip. Not a lot of material here, so that's good. But, you know, it does let you know kind of what kind of material is below it, you know, the smaller versions of the same stuff. So that's a good sampling. Not a lot, it's not taking up a bunch of bag space. So that's good. Next down below 1/4 inch, but above 20 mesh. We got this stuff right here. We got it in the small Mine Labs, I think of the 10-inch pan. It almost maybe fills 1/4 of that lip. So again, just a handful, maybe a big handful, 2 handfuls if you're a baby. But not a lot of material here either. So not going to waste a bunch of time panning through here. I'm pretty sure I did see some gold, and I found already, pulled this big ass picker out of there. So yeah, doing good so far. Definitely is some gold in here. I did see a couple more flakes, but we're going to let the sluice catch it. Next down, we got the plus 40 sub 20. Now, the 2 meshes here, usually I do separate them, but because it's such a small amount of dirt, I didn't really feel the need to. Less a necessity. But the 2 of those meshes together, the 20 and the 40, gets us just up to that bottom lip on the old 12-inch pan. Not a huge amount of material, just about right for a pound of dirt. So good stuff. Hopefully we'll find a lot of gold here. Now, of course, down at the sub 40 is where we find the majority of our material. Definitely goes up above that bottom rim on the pan. Starts making its way up the first riffle as far as amount. A couple handfuls, big handfuls worth here. And some nice soft material. So that's our sub 40. Now, at the sub 40, we'll might as well just start there, because that's where we should find the most. Black sands and magnetics, or magnetic black sands. We'll dip our little scully skull in. And yeah, not a whole lot. Yeah. That is a very, 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 very manageable amount of black sands. Magnetics, boom, gone, done with them. I'll run them down the sluice, of course, just to make sure to separate anything. But how about that? Not a lot of heavies to deal with there, so that's not going to pose any challenge. Now, sometimes you get black sand, heavy black sands that are not magnetic. I'm sure we'll find some of those. Moving on up, we'll check out the plus 40. Again, I hear them clicking on, but I don't foresee seeing a hole. Wow, actually, I take that back. There was actually a good amount of material in there, and there was some gold stuck with one of the pieces too, so I wanted to point that out, but it fell down. Yeah, some dirty gold. Dirty iron oxidized gold. So bear in mind, keep that in mind. And when you're magneting, be cautious of that. Be careful. You don't want to accidentally magnet and toss any of your gold out. But that's what we got at the plus 40. A surprisingly larger amount of magnetic material up here than we got in the sub 40. Usually it's the other way around. Above that, a couple boulders want to stick to the magnet. Not a big deal. Not too worried about that. I'm sure those are going to roll off on the sluice anyways. So, there you go. That's our material. We're not going to bother running the plus 1/4 inch, obviously. If there's any gold in here, I would see it, and I do not. Little crunchy piece there. Let's break that up so it can go down the sluice. But yeah, otherwise, nothing really going on here in the plus, the big stuff. So we'll just set that to the side. Otherwise, let's get all this dirt wet and start running it down the sluice. Come on. All right, we got this dirt all wetted up. Sluice is ready to rock. Got it all warmed up. It's winter time, so I like to warm the water up just a little bit so I don't freeze my fingers off. And so it's just right. Now we're going to start off with the big stuff, the sub 1/4 plus 10. Work our way down to the small fines. But we're going to do that in double time or triple time, so nobody gets too bored. Throw on some tunes for you and tunes for me. And let's get to it. Let's go. We are done running the dirt. I'm just letting the water flow for a little bit to get some of those heavies out of there. I don't know if you can see on the map, but there's definitely... Here, I guess I'll just kill it and bring you in. There is definitely a lot of heavies still on there, so that'll be something to contend with. Shouldn't be too terrible though. But the moment I know you're all waiting for, and I am as well. What do we see? Definitely seeing some gold up in there. A lot of rocks, or heavy rocks, are still sitting in the back here, so that'll pose a little bit of a challenge. A lot of heavy rocks in general. So I'm going to have a lot of cons out of this one. I have to work towards cleaning it up. But overall, it's looking good. So, let's get to cleaning. All right, there's your gold, baby. Look at that, look at that, and don't forget that guy as well. A lot of dirty gold in there, so I had to work at it, crush some pieces up to make sure that they were gold. I'm sure there's probably still even a couple pieces back here in the tailings. But we're going to get this all snuffered up. I'll go back through the back end here one more time. And we'll be right back with the way out. And, you know, stuff and things. Alright. Alright, we are back. We got this gold all dried up. And we are ready to weigh things out. Yukon Alley's genuine Klondike Paydirt. This is the 1 gram guaranteed bag. Mine are bobbing the ass are hanging by because they want to see what we got. So let's check that out right now. Alright, there we go. There's our 1 gram. Still going. Holy shit. Well, this had to just been a double dipper. 2.255 grams of gold. Wow. Huh. That's quite a bit of gold for their 1 gram guaranteed bag. But damn. It messes up the... Here, let's redrop it. Okay. $2.236 grams of gold. Wow, that is freaking nice. That's quite a surprise. This is a 1 gram guarantee bag. We wound up getting 2.2. Wonder if she realized how rich the Paydirt that it's starting from is. Or maybe this was just a bag that got double scooped. Either way, it's nice. A big old chunk, big old picker right there. That may have been the unknown. But either way, wow, not bad at all. Very surprised and very happy with that. So, 2.236 grams of gold. I'll take a few pictures of that, and we'll be right back with my final words and ROI. All right, welcome back. So that was some nice gold. Let me tell you that. Yukon alleys, genuine Klondike Paydirt, 1 gram guaranteed. We'll talk about the dirt, and then we'll talk about the gold. You know how we do. The dirt itself was not a huge amount. There's about a pound of dirt there. Rivery gravels, good amount of lighter, smaller particle stuff. Not a lot of big rocks in there. Not a lot of space wasted. Very pleased with the amount and all that, especially for what we got. But yeah, that's really all I got to say about the dirt. It was good stuff. A lot of heavies, some magnetics, not too much, and it was a good challenge. Definitely that much. If you're going to pan it out small amounts, because you're going to find gold throughout this pay dirt. Yeah, definitely some good stuff. Had a really good time going through it. Well, now let's talk about that gold. What a great amount. Now, your mileage may vary. This is a 1 gram guaranteed bag, and so you should always expect to get the guaranteed amount and nothing more. That's all they're guaranteeing you. So, in my case, I got almost over double that. And it looked great. The gold itself was all over the place as far as size, shape, all natural looking. Good stuff. Definitely of all varying sizes, from small pieces of flour, not a lot of that, but mostly your middle, smalls, and then a couple nice little pickers that were in there as well. Specifically this little fat boy right here. A little flat but fat. It's a nice piece. But yeah, so that's really where the challenge comes in, because there is a good amount of gold in here, and it's going to hide under a lot of that black sand, that heavy material. And there's some heavier, large material, so it likes to hang up around the top of the pan when you're trying to pan it back as well. So that's why I say, go through it, small amount of it at a time, so you're not overwhelming yourself. And to extend the experience. You'll have a great time going through this, and you'll get some nice gold out of it. Now, this bag, the one that I just did here in front of you, I'll put up the numbers, and we'll go over it. It cost me $73 for this bag of dirt, $73 US. There was $10 of shipping on there, so about $83 total. Now, what we wound up finding in that bag of dirt was 2.236 grams of gold. Now that has a today value of $145.20, which means that we wound up with an ROI here today of 198%. We got back double the gold of what we paid for the bag. And don't get me wrong, I am ecstatic that happened. But I don't know if this represents all the bags that she's shipping out right now. Super heavy, Christmassy, maybe she's being very generous. Or if it was an intentional amount of gold that went into the bag, or is going in the bags, or if this was a mistake. That happens, you have a bunch of bags in front of you, you forget where you're at, you double dip it, and then you doubled up the bag. I've definitely done that on some of the bags that I've made. Regardless of what may be the case, 198% ROI is what I got here today. Great time. I can't complain about that. I mean, that's that's a great bag of dirt. I wish it was always that nice. I'd love to see some video or some feedback from other people who are getting our bags, what you guys are getting. And that'll give everybody an idea of what to expect. If this was out of the norm, I don't want people going in there thinking that they're going to get 2 grams of gold and then be very disappointed when they only get 1. And that's why I always say, whatever the guaranteed minimum is, expect that that's what you're going to get, and don't be disappointed if you don't get a whole bunch more. Because that's what they're guaranteeing you for the amount of money that you're sending to them. Today's bag here was phenomenal. I'd like to hear if you guys are experiencing the same. I'm going to have to loop back and get another bag from her at some point here, just to double up, because if they're always going to be this nice, I might have just found me a new seller. Well, a new best seller, up on top. 200% ROI. You can't pass that up. So, let's hear your guys' feedback. Down in the comments, let me know if you picked up some of her dirt, what you've experienced, how much you've been getting. And then we can all look at that and do our math and figure out, what's what. But overall, great bag of dirt. Definitely recommend go check it out. Even if I only got the 1 gram guaranteed, I feel like I had a good time going through it, and the cost per all that, not too bad. The fact that I got double, ecstatic. But there you go. Some great dirt, Yukon Alley, genuine Klondike Paydirt. Had a great time going through it. Thank you so much. And yeah, I'll leave a link down below if you want to go check it out. She does have dirt in stock right now, so you can go pick it up. Sometimes she's out of stock for a while, and so some good times when we go through it. But yeah, other than that, go check out my page, backyardprospecting.com. In the Prospector shop, I sell stuff as well. Pay dirt, stuff, things. So if you're looking for any of those, stuff, things, or pay dirt, go check out my Prospector shop. Also, you can get some gear, Teespring, link on the Prospector shop, and so forth and so on, and blah, 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 blah. Don't forget to like the video. Hit subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and welcome to the channel. If you are a subscriber and you're coming back, what's up? Hit like. Do the thumbs up. Otherwise, that's all I got for you this time. This is Dig Daddy signing out from the shed. If I don't see you out of the rivers, I'll catch you in the backyard. Peace.